What is this? So this is the Adventures of Captain Marvel. Shazam, right? Now, these days, Captain Marvel is owned by DC Comics Warner Brothers and Discovery as of this recording. Tom Tyler, Frank Coughlin. So two different actors, Billy Batson and Shazam. You got Whitey. Yeah, that's a good name. Whitey's a good name. Yes. Like Whitey Bulger. You got the Scorpion. So it's kind of combining a little bit of Black Adam's backstory with, well, of course, they all came from the same place, right? But you got a little bit of Black Adam mythos, but definitely focusing on Billy Batson and Shazam. This is the first time you see them. Now, this was a few years later. They had a lawsuit. Warner Brothers sued. No, I don't know if it's Warner Brothers, but DC Comics sued Fawcett, Fawcett, Fawcett Comics for ripping off Superman. But Superman and Shazam were two different people. My dad was so slow-minded that he believed that Shazam came before Superman, but Superman was the first one. Actually, the first costume hero would technically be the Phantom in the jungle. There's a Phantom serial as well, if anybody wants to see that. So yeah, this is the opening crawl, like Star Wars. And let me get some water while this goes on. So this is taking place in the Middle East, Egypt, I guess. So it's a very simple backdrop here. Now, these days you have Shazam for Warner Brothers, and Marvel has Captain Marvel for the movie. But they can't call him Captain Marvel within the movie for Shazam. So Captain Marvel is Brie Larson, and until they recast, Zachary Levi is still technically is still Shazam. So yeah, this is all about the Scarab and finding an ancient thing. It's a little bit of Tomb Raiding here. Now, Billy Batson in the comic books is he would work at a radio station, K-Wiz, I guess. In the 1980s comics, his uncle was Savannah. No, this is when they had they didn't have a lot of special effects here. They just get a lot of horses and shit. I think the last time we saw a bunch of horses in a superhero movie was probably Batman v Superman. Usually the first chapter is the longest one, so this is a pretty long chapter. Yeah, so this is a Republic serial. Warner Brothers does not own this, so it's one of the reasons I could actually do this one.
No white man shall desecrate the Valley of Tombs. That is now the true legend. When there is desecration, Scorpio will erupt.
Ah, yes. The legend of the ancient evil.
Have spilled blood without reason. Return to your people and counsel them to await a sign from Scorpio. Shall be as you say, Tuan. The true legend must not be violated. The white men must live.
I'd say this actor's the only one of ethnicity. Everybody else pretends to be Arabic, or they're Caucasian.
He's coming back.
A little bit of misappropriation here.
I hope so.
White people can pretend to be Asian or black. Blackface. This was a different time. It was a very different time.
Who are they? What do they want? We'll not be attacked again if we stop our work in the tombs and depart.
But our visas and permits are in order.
The chief warns that no permit will protect us from the curse of the scorpion
Hmm.
if we enter the inner tomb.
The only reason I financed this expedition was to examine the contents of that tomb. Surely you're not going to be stopped by a native curse. It's superstitious nonsense. That's
Yes,
what everybody said about the curse of King Tut's tomb. But a lot of them died. We'll handle this, Billy. We'll open the tomb at once.
Any updates about that King Tut's tomb? Anybody got back in there? I'm sure they excavated a lot of shit. Maybe a few more people died.
You don't take this curse of the scorpion serious.
So I mean, the beginning of the serial kind of starts out like Black Adam, where you have tomb raiders going and finding an ancient thing instead of like taking place in the city, because obviously it's a different setting for Shazam from 2019. Now, my memory of Shazam is probably this comic book that came out in 1970 something, where Superman and Shazam traded places. And then I want to know who this guy was. He a fake Superman? Who was he? And he had the lightning bolt and everything. And there's many familiar characters. There's Shazam. There's Captain Marvel Jr., who says Captain Marvel, right? And then there's Mary Marvel. There is Hillbilly Marvel. There's, I think, Dudley. I think Uncle Dudley became Marvel. Hoppy the Marvel Bunny. There's Tawny the Talking Tiger that you kind of saw in was it Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Remain hidden from the eyes of mankind.
Oh yes, this is one of these things. It almost starts like The Mummy. And this came out a few years after The Mummy. So they're trying to kind of do the whole, let's do the Boris Karloff setup, but not as good.
Well, I think Mr. Talchatali is right. I feel as though I were robbing a grave right now.
You afraid, Billy?
No, sir. I just don't want to pry into anybody's secrets. I'll go into these passages and remove that pottery for you, but I don't want any part of this.
Very well.
They are nice settings, though.
Benson is the wisest one among us. I think I shall follow his example. If I may be excused.
Just as you like.
Yeah, you had noble characters. I'm sure James Gunn will find something. I saw something. This is Superman related, but Henry Cavill rumored to be considered for Red Sun. I don't think it's going to happen. Even if the director of that movie wants Henry Cavill as the Russian Superman, James Gunn won't have it. If anytime Henry Cavill is going to upstage Corn Sweat, even if it's Elseworlds, James Gunn won't allow it. Even if it's on Netflix, it's still going to upstage his Superman. So it's like creating your own competition. Nobody will see Superman Legacy because of the Red Sun movie.
Sunlight seems to have something to do with it. Why? These lenses are adjustable.
Remember, he fired Henry Cavill for a reason. That's a sophisticated toy right there. Oh, shit. Now, this is only just Captain Marvel. None of the family members. This is Billy Batson that didn't lose his mother, that didn't get adopted into a foster home. And he's carrying a gun, too. So, this is the 1940s. He can carry a gun around. Now, this is the origin story. It's not the same thing as as before. It's a little bit different. Oh my God, here we go. Now there's the wizard. It's a little bit different.
I am Shazam.
My name name is?
All is known to me. Your name is Billy Batson. You did not pry into the secret of the Scorpion. That is why I am here.
Well, there sure there are a lot of people that didn't pry.
Out of the past, my son. Down through the ages to guard the secret of the Scorpion.
You've been alive all these years?
What you call life returned to me when your friends violated the tomb of the Scorpion.
Well, they meant no harm.
Then they should have obeyed the inscription on the tomb. The harm has been done. It is your duty to see that the curse of the Scorpion is not visited upon innocent people.
My duty?
Yes.
I would say he's about the same age that the, was it Ashley Angel is now, since he's an adult.
Captain Marvel to protect the innocent from its evil use.
But who is Captain Marvel?
You are my son. All that is necessary.
Or Asher Angel, I think his name is.
Shazam. By its repetition, you will become Captain Marvel and take on the virtues you see recorded there.
Uh-huh. It's all in Hylian text. Oh, come on. Ha ha ha. They just took that, cut lines in it, and made it look like ancient text. Cost nothing. They just made like a clay tablet and just carved some lines to make it look like ancient text. That's the laziest thing in the world. I'm glad I liked the first movie. The second movie was clumsy, but it did have Wonder Woman in it. And it was trying to function like it was still part of the DCEU. I told you all before, I still have no interest in the new one. Here we go. There he is. Just say the word. And this Shazam was not afraid to kill. Costume's about right. I think the costume was better. The costumes were better in Fury of the Gods. I got to see the, what is it? Black Adam versus Superman cartoon. That was back in the 2000s. And then Black Adam appeared in media in the 1970s. Though I do think that one's copyright protected. It was the Shazam, hour Saturday morning cartoon. He was a very important part of Injustice comic books, too.
You all right?
Yes. With a concussion from the explosion.
What caused
Almost sounds like Maurice LaMarche. Yes. And the explosion was terrible.
Quick, call the others.
Pinky and the Brain.
You have to get Lang and Fisher up to camp. You bring the Scorpion.
And Maurice LaMarche does a good Vincent Price impression.
It is set forth here that a certain arrangement of the lenses.
This is the Holy Grail. This is the thing that the Scorpion takes.
To pure gold.
So this is a 15-part chapter like anything else.
We can soon find out. Show us how to arrange the lenses.
Billy, bring me several stones.
I wonder where that thing is. Hopefully nobody destroyed it. That would look good in somebody's house. You just put it there and somebody would be like, what does that thing do? You could actually cook things with it if it's real magnifying lenses and shit. Let's see.
Step back, please.
Step back. All right. Here we go. Let's see if it really works. What did it do?
Why, it is gold.
Haha.
I've ever seen it. Only the sun's rays is needed to create it.
We only knew the formula for making those lenses. What difference does that make? We've got the...
Well, you can't do that. But I'm sure you could cook a steak.
Scorpion makes us the richest and most powerful group in the world.
Too rich and too powerful.
Are you suggesting that we destroy the Scorpion? Think of its scientific value.
I am thinking of that.
What do you propose?
That the lenses be distributed among us. And another take the Scorpion itself.
And in that way, the device could never be used without the consent of all.
What about the scroll? The Scorpion is useless without it.
I suggest that Billy Batson be entrusted with the scroll.
Oh, but he's so young, how? And this is of such vast importance.
Nevertheless, Billy is probably the only one among us who can't translate it.
Oh, but Mr. Howell,
I think Mr. Howell's plan is excellent. Dr. Charlie, will you disassemble the lenses, please?
Yeah.
Mr. Fisher?
So everybody gets a piece.
Mr. Carlyle?
This is one of those things where it's like you could stick Lara Croft in there and it still would work the same way.
Lang?
The Perils of Lara Croft. Somebody in their 90s would find that funny. Somebody in their 90s would find this funny if they knew what the Perils of Pauline was and what Tomb Raider was. But, you know, or Indiana Jones.
Don't worry, Tally. I'll guard it.
Well said, young fellow. I'm sure you will. See that your personal belongings are packed tonight. We start to load at 4 o'clock in the morning and start for the base camp.
There's the only female in the whole group. It's very dark. I think around, like a few years later, you would have the Lone Ranger TV series. And the bandits come out.
It's the signal.
Are they going to go take the Scorpion away?
Thank you, sir. There's evil in the air tonight. Yes, sir.
Everybody's
No, I
smoking.
feel the same way.
Smoke them if you got them. I can't endorse any brands. You know how that works. It's YouTube. Let's do some catapulting. No, we just put a stuntman and just make it one seamless cut. One seamless take. And then they're just launching people. Oh, look at that. That looked real to me. And remember, there's no computers making this. This is all real. We're just gonna launch people. What if they broke their legs? Then they would have to have a hard time getting up and running away.
You all seem restless tonight.
For good reason.
Oh shit! I thought I was gonna stab him. If he stabbed him, that would have been the end. There would be no more chapters.
Night.
Good night, Mr. Howell. One who invites the curse of the Golden Scorpion does well to protect himself. Good night.
Good night.
If you smoke too much, you're not gonna worry about the Scorpion. Oh shit! Oh shit! He got me! Go. Old school punching, right? Oh shit!
I scroll. Bring it and return to Raman Bar.
Very convincing volcano. That's the kind of volcano you get at high school, right? You make it for high school? Whenever I would see a high school TV, like a sitcom, what is it they always try to do? They try to make a volcano, and they show off the volcano for like the science fair or the science project. But it's always in every sitcom you'd see the volcano being made.
Scorpio has spoken.
I guess it would have been nice to have made a volcano for high school or middle school. Like, we're trying to make volcanoes. How do eruptions happen? No, he can't say Shazam. He's tied up. Nothing he can do. Maybe Superman could do. Oh, wait, never mind. It's 1941. So he appeared in number 2 of Wiz Comics.
Yes, what is it?
Shazam's first appearance, or Captain Marvel's first appearance.
Mr. Howell's been murdered. Howell murdered? Yes, sir.
The sentry's been knifed, sir.
Rout out your men. Search the camp.
Yes, sir.
Where is Howell?
In our tent.
Radio the British troops at Fort Multan. Tell them we need immediate aid.
Yes, sir.
Da-da-da. Just people just go and do the job.
MAE on 624.
Those old school radios.
Malcolm Archaeological Expedition on 624 calling Fort Multan.
Fort Multan, come in, MAE.
We need immediate aid. We were attacked by natives this afternoon and 2 of our men have been killed here tonight.
Stand by, MAE.
Hmm.
Yes, Sergeant? Trouble with that Malcolm expedition in the Valley of Tombs, sir. They're standing by. Ask their exact position and tell them I'll send a troop immediately.
So there's no real CGI. There's no gimmicks. There's no weird, colorful stuff that's happening here. It's just a lot of people talking to people. A lot of like one camera angle scenes, close-ups. Just one camera per event here. If there needs to be more, there always needs to be more. Horses, a lot of extras, a lot of people. I'll lighten this up a little bit here because it's a little... This is like the full scale and scope. They do go back to the States, and it gets a little more campier with, like, you know, these living room scenes.
Says the troops are well on their way.
But this is the biggest the budget goes for this, you know. The budget goes downward from here. Because as you go through these chapters, it's like there's the Scorpion's headquarters, but it's like these simple rooms, these simple places they go to.
Do you honestly believe that the volcano has anything to do with the Scorpion?
That's the legend. The natives were regarded as a sign of war. I don't believe there's a native within 10 miles of here.
Look!
Yep, this is as good as it gets. Most of the budget went to this. Oh, shit. Ha ha ha! Ah, he got me.
English troops are coming. They've got a cannon.
Take men at Khosrow Kale and ambush them.
Give me some ammunition!
Now, Shazam, now Captain Marvel could have stopped this whole thing, right? If he wanted to.
We can only get across the gorge.
See, but why doesn't he change to Captain Marvel and stop this whole thing?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you could have saved a lot of people from getting killed if Captain Marvel had intervened.
Get the cars ready.
You know, I mean, you don't want to be like the female Captain Marvel and be like, I can do everything, right? But you don't want to do nothing either. You got to do something. You got to do some work. Oh shit.
Get out behind the baggage, Betty, and protect you from the gunfire. What about you, Billy? I'll be all right.
Yeah, those are the three main characters we focus on.
They will try to cross the gorge. Send men ahead of them and dynamite the bridge. You'll have to hurry.
Shazam!
Now he changes to Shazam. No color changing effects this time. They gotta have a guy on wires here. Oh shit. Okay then. Whoa, that's a trick right there. Oh my god, it just looks these inconsistent scenes here. But yeah, that's how they would do it. Yeah, a lot of miniatures. You had stunt people. It was all mashed together to make one movie. Oh shit! Here we go. Now we get to the cliffhanger portion of this. Oh my god. How do they do that? What will happen? Will they live? Will they die? Well, find out in the next episode. Shit. Oh shit, they're stuck. I hope you enjoyed this. It is a nice story. A lot of smoking, a lot of Indian face or Middle Eastern face people. But I'm Maestro Drake, and this was Captain Marvel, the original Shazam serials. Hope you enjoyed.